Hey, welcome back to DieCash Cars. So on this channel, you guys know I talk all about buy, sell, trade when it comes to Hot Wheels and diecast. But what happens immediately right after you strike up that awesome deal? Well, you got to get everything ready and ship it out to the person you're trading with, you're selling to. And today I'm going to show you the proper way to do that. And for this exercise, I'm going to be actually playing the role of the receiver. So interesting enough, I do have a mail call here. It is from my buddy. It's a great guy. He was selling some stuff out of his collection. And I picked up this lot, 4 premium cars for $40. So it'll be kind of a combination mail call as well as explaining the shipping process for DieCash Cars. But one thing I will note about my buddy is that he is extremely proficient in packaging and shipping out his cars. But let's just first start off with this box. So I can see right away that he uses the standard shipping boxes that you can find at Walmart. Depending on the size, they range anywhere from $1 to $3. So this one, it looks like kind of like the mid-range box. I know he does do his own shipping labels as well too, and he uses Pirate Ship. You can get a little bit of a discount through them if you get all your stamps through them. I personally use Pitney Bowes, who offers similar service. You do get a discount rate with all your postage, and it's just really convenient to print all your labels at home, sticker everything, and then just drop it off at the post office. But as you take a look at this box, you can see there is an excess of tape just to make sure that everything is secure. This may be a little bit more tape than I would typically do, but I will say better safe than sorry. I think the simple rule of thumb is you always just want to make sure that every open edge of the box, so essentially where the flaps come to the case, where it could potentially open and expose what's inside, should be taped or secured down. So let's get this open and just see what the contents are and also see how everything is packaged up. Got my knife out, getting this cut open. So one thing that I always try to do too is that you never want to put the cars that you're shipping out right at the top, because as you can see, as I was bringing my blade through, you definitely do not want to damage anything, especially if they're not in protectors. And as you can see, my buddy put enough padding and materials in here between the cars and the top flaps to where even if I dug my blade in a little too deep, I wasn't going to cut or damage any of the product. So when it comes to packaging materials, don't have to be super professional. And as you can see, paper towels, plastic bags, anything that just absorbs any kind of drop or impact will be sufficient. So I'm just taking a look at the product here. So I only ordered 4 cars from my buddy. It looks like he might have sent me some REOKs too, which is awesome. He did not have to do that, but we'll take a look at them here. So the other thing that I'll note about the actual packaging of the cars themselves, you want to make sure that you have adequate bubble wrap. So I like how he broke it up into 2 bundles with bubble wrap. It just helps divide up the weight of the cars within each portion of bubble wrap here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the cars inside. So again, securing it within the bubble wrap is also important, just so that it doesn't bounce around and come unraveled within the bubble wrap. So this is also something that I know my buddy does, because this is what I do when I ship out cars, especially the bigger, heavier premium cast, is he put painter's tape, or actually masking tape, on the blisters, especially during the cold months of winter that we still have right now. It just helps to make sure that the blisters don't crack or explode, especially with the cars kind of bouncing around inside of them. So this is one of the first cars that I ordered, the Fast and the Furious S15 in gray. Kind of an exciting model too, because it just got announced that the Convention Nationals finale car is actually going to be a Silvia S15. Pretty close in color. It's actually going to be in like this earth tone camouflage. So one cool car here. Right now, secondary market for this car goes anywhere around $10 to $15. So Picking this up for $10 ship was a pretty good deal for my buddy. Next car we got here, Fast and Furious, Subaru Impreza WRX STI. Again, painter's tape on the front, side, top, and bottom of the blister. Man, this is always going to be one of my favorite casts just because it reminds me of the actual STI that I had in real life. 2015 in pearl white, just like this, with the white wheels. And this one surprisingly is starting to climb a little bit in the secondary market as well too. Currently right now sitting in that $15 range, so not a bad pickup for $10. Another Fast and Furious JDM, this time the FD RX-7 from Too Fast Too Furious. So again, adequate amount of masking or painter's tape. It just helps protect the cars, and as you can see, no blister damage whatsoever. And last but not least, a pretty recent carculture Ronin run. This is the orange 22B. Right now sitting on the secondary market for about $8 to $10. So can never have too many of these 22Bs. You guys know it's one of my favorite casts, especially in the premium formats, as we've been seeing as of late. So it looks great. So those were the 4 cars that I purchased for $40 shipped. So let's see what my buddy had sent me as extras, and maybe he knew I was going to be doing this video on these. Bet you he didn't know I was going to critique his packaging, but good way to keep me in a good mood and not say anything negative about him. But looks like we got a Buick Regal GNX. Looks pretty awesome. So these he did not painter's tape, but it looks like they were a little damaged too, so I'll message him about these. But again, I guess you could say even without painter's tape, I mean, some of these premium carculture blisters are pretty thick to where, you know, they may or may not incur any kind of damage within shipping. But again, it's better safe than sorry. I mean, it's the worst thing. You're paying secondary market value for anything, and it should show up damaged. But this being a freebie, I mean, I'll take it. We got another pretty popular cast here, Porsche 993 GT2. Big giant whale spoiler in the back here from Eurospeed. So this actually, it has the 50th anniversary logo on it. So this is actually from 2018. Pretty awesome car, nice cast, don't mind it. And then this one, he did put the masking tape on the blister. And again, it works like a charm, guys. If you're not taping your blisters before you guys ship out cars, I highly advise that you do. It just helps give you that assurance to make sure that anything you're shipping shows up in one piece. So this is also another casting that I've always loved ever since it got released in the seafoam green, but it's the Skyline van, the C10 front end. Looks good in this livery, red, white, and blue with the Hot Wheels logo in Japanese there from Fast Wagons from a couple years back. So all in all, not bad, successful packaging. Just take a look at all this bubble wrap. Again, when you're selling cars in the secondary market, you just want to make sure that you're doing your cars justice and you're being fair to the receiver. And as you can see, my buddy did a great job shipping me all these cars that I had purchased from him, making sure that they were not damaged, and then also throwing in extras too, which isn't part of the shipping, but it always helps make you feel a little bit better about your purchase. So appreciate it to my buddy, and hopefully this helped you guys just understand the proper way to ship out Hot Wheels and DieCash cars to fellow collectors. So a little DieCash tip for you guys: the box, the packaging, the bubble wrap, even these plastic bags, I actually don't throw any of this stuff away. I actually hang on to all of this and use it to pack up other things that I'm selling out or trading to other collectors. That way I don't have to make another store run to pick up packaging materials. I already have it from purchases that I've made in the past, so it kind of helps the environment in the way that you can continue to recycle materials, and it saves you a little bit of money. So little food for thought there, guys. That's what I got for you guys today. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time on DieCash Cars.